Yo, what's going on everyone? So, in today's video, we have this Clash Royale chest tier list that I've made. I'm pretty sure I've got all the chests in the game. Like, I might be missing one or two, I'm not sure. But, I think I rounded all of them up. I gathered them around here today to officially rank them. So, I think we got everything. So, I guess, we just, we better start. So, first up, we got this 12-hour gold crate here. So, it's pretty good. It's the overwhelming gold crate, I believe it's called. Or, sorry, overflowing, not overwhelming. The overflowing gold crate here, it gives you between 12,000 to 25,000 gold. It's pretty good. It's pretty respectable. You can work towards a card upgrade, get a card upgrade, maybe buy some cards for a card upgrade. But either way, at the beginning of the game, even in the middle of the game, it's still pretty good. Um, so yeah, I'd say it's a pretty respectable B tier. It's definitely not a C tier. Like a C tier definitely doesn't give you a decent chunk of gold, but it's also not an A because it's also not that good. It's just gold. So I think B is pretty appropriate. So the first B on our list here. Now let's move on to the first place Clan War chest. And by the way, all the Clan War chests, I'm just assuming that they're the highest league. I mean, either way, regardless of what the league would be, they'd all still be in the same positions. But we're just assuming they're the highest league, just so, best rewards. So the number one chest, I have to say, it's definitely an A because it's not an S because this chest is good. Don't get me wrong. You get a legendary, you get a lot of commons, you get a lot of rares, and you get a decent chunk of epics, potentially a champion. But I don't think it's an S. An S will have a lot of stuff, but an A is just right. So again, still really respectable. So good job to this guy. He's a pretty nice guy. Whenever you open the Clan War section, you wake up on a Monday, you see it, you pop her open, you get legendary, you might get some other good stuff too. It's just always a nice time. It never disappoints you. So. Moving on to the fortune chest now. Fortune chest, let's be real, man. Let's be real for a second. The fortune chest, the rewards inside of it aren't necessarily bad, right? I mean, you literally get to pick what they are. So technically, you'd think this would be like an SS because you get to pick wherever you want. But fortune chests, the only way to get fortune chests is if Clash Royale decides to give you a fortune chest, like for free in the shop, like if it's like Christmas or something, or you pay 750 gems. Now, the thing is, you get 4 rewards, and only 2 of them are guaranteed. So, 4 rewards, only 2 of them are guaranteed. It's like, sure, you get 4 types of cards, 4 rewards, whatever, but 750 gems, and only 2 of them are guaranteed. So, honestly, I don't think I can give this thing lower than a B realistically, but I want to, just due to the fact that, again, the rewards are nice, right? I'm not saying they're bad, but just for what you get, it's just nah. Like you're paying 750 to only get 2 things. Like there'd be a golden knight in there. There could be a monk. There could be a little prince. There could be an expo, and then you're only gonna get 2 of those, and then you could spend thousands of gems trying to get that one thing, and you'll never get it just because it's locked. So going in low B, we got this chest, and this is actually pretty unique because this chest wasn't around for long. It got introduced when evolutions came, and it was basically this level up chest. And in the level up chest, the only reward inside was just a evolution shard. So I think it was random, but I opened 3 of them because I got bumped to level 56, and I got like 3 firecracker shards, for example. So it's a decent chest. It's not in the game anymore, but overall, giving you an evolution shard and nothing else as your reward is just kind of eh. I don't know how I feel about it. It's all right. I mean, it's an evolution shard at the end of the day, and you get 3 of them right off the bat if you get level 56. So you're basically getting 1/6 of an overpowered card. But the fact that it gives you nothing else, I think it's going to go in C. I know that might seem kind of crazy because you get an evolution shard, but you just get nothing else. So I don't know if I can really put it any higher. Alright, speaking of chests that also aren't in the game anymore, we got this Epic Strike chest. So if you don't know what the Epic Strike chest was, early in the Pass Royale, like the rewards weren't, what do you call it, optimal yet, I guess. We had these things of like a Royal Wild chest or Magical chest, like Magic Coins, Book of Books, the good old stuff, not now, but this is what we had before. And they were okay. I mean, it was literally just an epic chest, but you get to strike the epics. So I mean, it's all right. But I don't like epic chests though. So I'd give an epic chest a C, but just the fact that you can change it, I think it deserves a B. Sorry, hold on, let me change this. This is definitely above a fortune chest. I hate fortune chest. But yeah, I think it's above a C, just due to the fact you can strike them, but epic chests are just plain horrible though. Alright, so this is just your standard challenge chest. So this could be 1 win, it could be 12 wins, depending how good you are. It could be me, you might get 12 wins, 11 wins sometimes. Or it could be X Dragon 7, you might get 2 or 3 wins if you're lucky. So it really just depends. But again, we're assuming that these are like the highest rewards possible. So I would say, again, probably like a B. Because you can get a legendary out of there, you'll always get some decent cards, you'll always get some epics, so you might get disappointed by the rewards, but at the end of the day, you're always going to get something that's decent at least. Alright, so up next we have the Royal Wild Chest. So Royal Wild Chest, this thing is pretty good. I mean, in the chest cycle, it's pretty decent. I think it has to be like within 100 or something every time you get it. Like 100 matches you play, you're at least gonna get one. So it's pretty good, right? And you get a champion, you get a bunch of wild cards. I mean, like, it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. Like, so I think just for that, it's gonna be the first S of tonight. I mean, round of applause for the Royal Wild Chest, because you get common wild cards, you get rare wild cards, you get epic wild cards, you get a legendary wild card, and you get a guaranteed champion. I mean, that's pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not the top of the top, but like for normal chests in the chest cycle, it is like second best basically. All right, so now we have just the 3 hour gold crate. It's just the gold crate. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's definitely better than getting a silver chest. You get a decent amount of gold. I think you get like, I don't know, probably like 1,000 to 5,000 or something. So it's not terrible, or it might be lower than that. I don't actually know. But it's not terrible. But I think it's just gonna have to go in like the lowest C tier. I mean, I don't think it's D tier just due to the fact you get a decent chunk of change, so you can walk away with something. But to say it's better than an evolution chest is definitely not correct. Even if I don't believe in evolutions, I can't deny the fact that an evolution shard is better than like 2,000 gold if you're lucky. Alright, to complete all the gold crates here now, we have the 8 hour gold crate. So, I mean, obviously it's better. So, I mean, I don't know if I really want to give it a C tier, because if I gave it C tier, I'd have to go at least above it, but I think this is better than the fortune chest, honestly. So I'll give it a B tier here. Just it's all right. You get a few thousand gold. You have to wait 8 hours, which is kind of rough, but at least it's not golden chest. That's the only thing. Golden chests are pretty weak. All right, so let's see here. So we have this one right here. Now, for some reason, there's two of these clan war chests that are like pretty identical. I think. Yeah, there it is. So we're just gonna assume that this one is the second place, because I looked up like all the clan chests and they said they were second. I think it said second and fourth or something, or second and third. I can't remember, but they look exactly identical. But we're just gonna assume that this is second. So, I think just due to the fact that you get a decent amount of cards and you're almost guaranteed legendary, that I guess we'll put it to the top of B tier. If there we go, like the move. Also, I'm gonna switch these around. So it's overall it's a solid chest. To be fair, when you open up, your clan war section, it's like, oh, we only got second. It's kind of a bummer. So you don't like this chest, but it's still a good prize. Don't get me wrong, but just the reason you get it isn't always the best. Well, it's never the best. Here we go. The super magical chest. Now, the super magical chest, I think, has been out of the game for 3 years now. I want to say maybe 3 or 4. And if you don't know what it is, the super magical chest used to be the best chest in the game. There wasn't a chest better than it. You'd open YouTube, you'd go to your favorite YouTuber. Maybe it's Molt, maybe it's Chief Pad, maybe it was Nick and Knight. Who knows? You open their channel, you find like 50 super magical chest openings, and they get a princess or an ice whiz, and it'd be really hype. These chests were the best. They always had good commons, good gold, good rares, good epics, and they were the best chests to get a legendary at that time. So this chest, it was pretty good. Now, is it better than the Royal Wild chest? That is a good question. I don't think it is. Like, the nostalgia, the OG vibes from it, I would put it above it, but realistically, I can't put it above it. But still, our second S of tonight. So again, round of applause for the super magical chest. Again, very respectable. All right, so up next we have the common strike chest. So again, same premise as the epic one. It's just all commons, and you get to strike them. So it could be good, I guess. I guess we'll put it middle C tier. I mean, it's just all right. Like, you get a few commons. One of them's gonna give you more than others, and you get to strike it. It's just, It's just not that. It's just not really that great, is it? All right. So up next we have the champion chest. Now the champion chest was just added this year, I believe, onto Trophy Road, and it's all right. I mean, just get a champion. Like, there's nothing else to it. There's no other surprises, no other gimmicks. You just get a champion. There's no gold, no other cards. So, I mean, you get a champion. So I guess I'll put it in. Uh, I guess I'll go the top of B tier. I mean, I don't feel like it's an A tier card, or it's not A tier card, A tier chest. I don't feel like it's an A tier chest just because, sure, it's cool to get a champion, and maybe you feel like it'd be an A tier chest if you didn't have any. But when you have champions and you get one of these, it's cool, but it's just not that great. But anyway, so up next we have the giant chest. Also, I didn't use the new giant chest because that thing looks awful. You can go ahead and debate me if you want. I think it looks pretty awful. Anyway, so we have the OG giant chest. I don't think the rewards have changed though, just the icon. I mean, this thing. Now, don't get me wrong. It was never amazing for epics or legendaries or champions. Well, I guess still is. I'm acting like it's not in the game anymore, but it's just the old chess work or artwork. But for commons and rares, this thing was pretty good. And rares are some of the hardest cards to get. Like, aside from legendaries and champions, I would argue that rares are the hardest cards to get. So just for that fact alone, because you get like 200 commons, you get like 80 rares or something, and those 80 rares, if that was in your deck, that could be like really good. So I think I am going to give it above the gold crate. I want to give it A, but realistically, I can't do that. I'm sorry, Giant Chest. I can't hook you up. This is the best I can do for your producers. Won't let me do anything else, so it is what it is. All right, so now we have the King's Chest. Now, don't be mistaken. This isn't the Legendary's King Chest. This is just the King's Chest. And the King's Chest is the Legendary's King Chest before, the Legendary King Chest. I believe Arena 11 is when you unlock the Legendary's King Chest. So from Training Camp to Arena 10, this is what you can purchase in the shop. So it is cheaper. I believe it's only 2,000 gems instead of 2,500. And the rewards are pretty similar, just there's no guaranteed legendary or anything, so that's kind of rough. And I can't remember if this one also drafts or not, but either way, let's just assume you get the almost same amount of rewards. I would probably put this at probably top of B. I think it's better than the champion chest just because you're still going to get a decent amount of cards. There's no guaranteed legendary, but still you get a decent amount of commons, rares, epics, and I think just that fact alone, puts it at the top of B. So next we have the crown chest. Crown chest, he's an OG player. He's been around for a while. Whether it's been 10 crowns gets you a crown chest, or 2 crown chests a day, or in the past Royale where it is now. This guy has been around the block for a while. He's respectable. You see him a lot. You say hi to him when you walk down the street. He says hi back. Give him a good old nod maybe. But he's just a respectable fellow. This guy, he gives you a decent amount of commons, like maybe 70 or 80. He gives you 20 rares. Usually an epic. Usually if you open 3 of these chests, usually 2 of them are gonna have an epic. And the amount of chests you can get, it is surprising how many legendaries you're going to get from these. If you're at the top arena, right, so you have the best rewards, if you open, all of these in the pass, there is almost a guaranteed chance that you're going to get at least one legendary. These things have insane legendary rates for some reason. So, I mean, I know I just hyped this guy up a lot. um, I think he is going to go just above the giant chest. Just because they're so consistent and you get so many good rewards and a pretty good chance at legendary, I think it's going to go up there. So, pretty respectable for the crown chest. All right, up next, we have. Sorry, I'm just getting a little bit nostalgic, a little bit sad. We have the old Clan Wars chest. This thing was amazing, alright? Clan Wars just used to be about collecting crowns. There's no special game modes, there was no drafting your cards, there's no what we have now. All you did was just, you got crowns. That was it. It was so simple, it was so nice. And then everyone got a bunch of crowns, got the max chest. I believe it was a guaranteed legendary. You got a bunch of cards. I'm gonna give this thing the top of A tier. Now, I can't remember exactly how good it was. Maybe it's just nostalgia taking my brain over, infecting me, but I believe this thing was better than the first place Clan Wars chest now. And even if it's not, in my heart, it feels like it is, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. Alright, so next. Next, we have the second placed tournament chest. Did I say second place? Second place tournament chest. So the second place tournament chest, if you're wondering what this isn't like a, global tournament, mega draft tournament, none of that. This is when tournaments used to cost gems, and basically you could select how many gems you want to put into a tournament. That would impact how great the rewards were. And again, we're assuming this is the max rewards possible. So this was a 250,000 gem tournament. That's a lot of gems. And this was second place. And this thing is pretty good. This thing, I mean, not as good as the first place, but it's still really good. So it's just going to go to the top of S. I mean, round of applause. You see this guy, he might be a little bit upset because he didn't get first, but at the end of the day, you still got the second medal in the Olympics, right? You're still a Chad. I mean, at the end of the day, so he's gonna go there. All right, so what's this now? I believe this is the last place Clan Wars chest. Worse than silver chest. Let me explain. So you're gonna get decent rewards, right? But when you log on and your clan got 5th, how could that feel worse than getting how couldn't that feel worse than getting a silver chest? Like, it just doesn't matter what the rewards are. Your clan did terrible. You might not even get an epic. Come on. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Alright, so we have this little guy right here. And this is just your standard tournament chest back in the day. It could range a lot. Like, obviously it's not first, second, or third, but I believe 4th and below you would just get this thing. So it just depends on your rewards. So let's just assume that this is just like a 25th out of 50. So it's all right. It's all right. You're gonna get some alright rewards. But I think we'll put this just above the common strike chest at C. It's all right. It gave you some okay things, but for how much? Actually, no. We're gonna put in D. For the amount of time you spent to get this thing, just for it to give you like 33 like minions, 25 Bart huts, and 1 clone. I don't think it's worth the time. I mean, sure, you get to practice, but for that reward, no. Here we go. We got another banger. The Legendary's King Chest. Obviously, the improved version of the King's Chest. Now, Legendary's King Chest, you can buy for 2,500 gems in the shop. You can get it as like a special reward in the shop, or it's a reward in Trophy Road. Now, this thing is a beast. If you have it maxed, then this thing's just legendary, as the name implies. You're going to get wild cards, and then you're going to pick commons, rares, epics, legendaries, and champions if you're lucky enough. Or I think champions if you're lucky enough. It's been a while since I opened one, but either way, this thing's amazing. And it is going to go to second place. And can you stop? It's going to go to second place in the S tier. So, round of applause for Legendary's King Chest. This thing is amazing. And, whenever you see it, you can never be disappointed. Because even if you don't get the cards you want, you're always going to get some shards, or not shards, but wild cards. And those things are always great. Up next, we have the Rare Strike Chest. Oh, so again, as we already established, this thing, it just strikes rares. Pretty simple. But you get the strike rares, and like I mentioned earlier, rares are pretty hard to get sometimes, so I think I'm gonna put it above the epic chest. Just because rares are harder to get sometimes. Usually. Most of the time. Always. Always. Alright, now we have the third place chest for the global tournament, so can't remember how good this one was, but I would assume it's just almost as good, so I'm just gonna put it in the second place here. I mean, it's kind of hard to see, but it says 29, so you're getting a lot of cards there. So, I mean, I can't put that under anything other than the second place. So, again, round of applause. Pretty respectable player here. And next we got, what? I already did the first, fifth. I did the first, fifth, third, or second. We'll just assume that this is the... We'll assume that this is the fourth, I guess. We'll assume this is the fourth. So the fourth place Clan War chest, I'm gonna put in D here. I mean, again, it's not so much about the reward itself. It's just you log on the Clan Wars and you get fourth. It's like, well, I'd basically, might as well be fifth at this point. I mean, what's even the point? You just lose slightly less trophies. Like, come on. It's just never good to see this guy. Don't get me wrong. It's not like you should go ahead and, like, berate this guy or make fun of him, but you don't want to see him. You don't want to see him. Here we go. The first place global tournament chest is going into the SS tier, so massive round of applause here. Woo! Okay. So this thing was a beast. This thing was an animal, a monster, just a force to be reckoned with at the time. 250,000 gems down the drain. You got first in this tournament. You pop open this chest. You want the rewards inside. It takes 2 weeks to open, so you're probably going to gem it or just wait if you're broke. But this thing was insane. You got thousands of commons, thousands of rares, hundreds of epics, multiple legendaries. Like I think it was like over like 10 or 15 or something. This thing, nothing can ever compare to it. Nothing will ever compare to this thing. This is the guy. He walks in a bar, he talks to everyone, he buys everyone a drink, he walks out, everyone knows him as the man. This guy is him. It's him. There will never be anyone better. He's going to the top of SS tier, and the only one in SS tier, because no one can compete. Okay, so we have the epic chest up next. Just straight away, right, worse than silver chest. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, actually, it's not worse than the silver chest. And I know I said this, like, tier list is mainly based on, like, what you get, but the epic chest needs a rework. This thing is awful. You get, like, 30 epics, and it's going to be, like, 1 epic, 3 epic, 4 epic, 1 epic, and then you get 20, and usually the 20 isn't anything you want. No gold, no other rewards, nothing. This thing is straight, just hot garbage. Screw this chest. Alright, so next we have the level up chest. Now, there's 2 versions of the level up chest. The first version of the level up chest, which is the G level up chest, gave you a bunch of rewards at once. You get a load of commons, like hundreds of commons. You get like, I can't remember how many rares you got, but it's probably like 80 to like over 100. And you got like a bunch of epics, and you could guarantee legendary. Assuming, you would be high enough level, like probably like after level like 10 or 11 or something's guaranteed legendary. But anyway, this thing was insane. But the version we have now, you get a level up chest for every time you level up your like king level, whatever it's called. So up to like 56 or whatever. Or no, sorry, not up to level 56. I can't remember what the level cap is now. It's just insane. But sorry, anyway. But anyway, so now it's just there's less rewards in each chest. And it's all right, but that's just it. It's all right. But we'll put it. We'll put it at like middle B tier. It's still a solid chest, but compared to its old version, it can't compare. Like the old version, I would easily put like A, but this thing's gonna be in the middle of B. All right, so now we have the magical chest. The magical chest, he's pretty respectable. I mean, he's like the first ever cool chest you'll see when you start the game. So everyone's excited, like, ooh, what's this thing? Contrast the boring gold and silver. You get this guy. You're pretty excited. You're pretty hyped up. You're gonna get a lot of epics. You're gonna get some decent amount of rares and commons. But again, assuming this is max rewards, then it's still just all right. I mean, You'll see it every now and then. You're like, oh, that's cool, and then you move on with your life. No disrespect to the magical chest here, but overall, it's just really just not what it used to be. I think I think we'll put it just under the crown chest just because the crown chest is so consistent, but magical chest still a pretty decent chest. It's by no means bad. It's just I think the magical chest could use a little buff maybe. It doesn't hit the same as it used to, but that's just me. Alright, on to the lightning chest. Again, worse than silver chest. Sorry, nothing's worse than epic chest. Worse than silver chest. Again, lightning chest. You don't get this thing from anywhere, right? The only way you get it for free is from a global tournament, and you have to get 12 wins, and all you get is either 2 or 3 options. I think it's 2 or 3 because you can get some like epic or wild cards. Maybe I guess technically you get like all wild cards. So anyway, you get what I'm saying. You get 3 options usually. You get to strike them. It's gonna be common, rare, and epic. If I believe you can get lucky and get a legendary, but that is just so rare. It's not funny. So if you're not getting it from there, where are you getting it? You're getting it for 250 gems in the shop. This thing is just not worth it. Just don't waste your time on it, man. Just don't. Alright, so now we have the third place Clan Wars chest. So this one is slightly different than the others. It still has. Sorry, let me rephrase. It's still similar because it's like, oh man, we could have got second and not lost trophies, but it's also not fourth or fifth at the end of the day. So I mean, I'll give it. I'll give it second in C tier. I mean, again, overall, it's decent. It's a decent chest. Again, no guaranteed legendary or anything, but you still lose trophies when you get this thing, so you just kind of negatively associate it with anything, just because it's like, well, oh, the third place climber chest. What do you think about that? Oh, I lose trophies in war, so we go down. Like you don't want that. You don't want that. It's just plain and simple. You just don't want that. All right. So next we have the wooden chest. Ah, the good old wooden chest. It's the first chest you will ever see when you start the game. Win your first training camp battle, you get this little bad boy. It doesn't look too big, doesn't look too powerful. You pop her open, you get like 1 or 2 cards. But that is just a watered down version, alright? You're not getting the real thing. The real wooden chest back in my day was a G. 2 of these wooden chests, I believe you got one every 4 hours or something. These were great. These were great, okay? The nostalgia is definitely kicking in here. It's definitely coming into play. These things were pretty good. You got a legendary out of these every now and then, and by every now and then I mean like 3 or 4 months, because back in the day legendaries were nowhere near as common as they are now. But you'd get one of these, you get a legendary, you get so hyped up, you'd post it to your story, you'd post on Instagram, whatever, show it to your friends, you'd freak out, because wooden chests are the absolute goats. So wooden chests, it's not worse than a silver chest. It's not D, it's not C, it's not B. It's definitely not A, it's not S, it's not SS. It's the wooden chest, baby. Let's go. Wooden chest. Top of the tier. Round of applause for the wooden chest. It stays in its own lane. It's dominant. Beautiful chest. I don't care what anyone else says. Wooden chest is leagues above the rest, baby. Alright, so now I have the draft chest. So the draft chest is no longer in the game. But if you don't know what it is, the draft chest is pretty simple. It is just a chest which it lets you pick from 2 selections of cards. And you used to get this from either one, placing, I think, 4,000 trophies back in the day, which, actually meant used to mean something. Or you could get it as like a special offer in the shop. You like, you reached Arena 10, buy this offer and get blah, 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 all that when offers were actually good. So this was there, and this thing was pretty solid, I'm not going to lie. Got your commons, you got your rares, you got your epics. Sometimes you get legendaries. Sometimes you would get legendary. You'd be able to pick from one. And back in the day, that meant a lot. Because this thing used to be available, I think, back in like 2017, 2018, I believe. So this thing was pretty good. I think it'll go to the top of A tier. It's a really solid chest. It's just if we're putting this thing at S, I'm basically implying that it can stay in the lane of a second place, third place tournament chest, a Legendary's King chest, a Royal Wild chest, and a Super Magical chest, which I don't think it can. Again, a great chest, but I just don't think it could stand up there with those guys. Now we have the golden chest. Worse than silver chest. Again, let me explain. It takes 5 hours longer to open this thing. The rewards are slightly better. Just slightly. You get maybe a few more rares, a few more commons, a little more gold sprinkled in there. But you pay 5 more hours. No one wants this thing. No one likes this thing. No one sees a gold chest and goes, oh, I want that. Oh, I can help my chest cycle. No one. Not a person. At least with a silver chest, you know that it's just going to be 3 hours. You get whatever you get. You move on with life. But a gold chest, you have to wait a third of your day just to open this stupid thing. No. Worse. Oh, sorry, it's not worse than an epic chest, though. Sorry, gold chest. I didn't mean any disrespect by that. That was unintentional. Alright, so the Mega Lightning Chest. Now, this thing is also another beast. This thing is what replaced the Super Magical Chest. And while this is better in terms of rewards than the Super Magical Chest, obviously it just doesn't have the OG nostalgia feel, but this thing is still pretty good. This thing is really good. You get it like every 500 in the chest cycle if you're lucky. You get to strike a bunch of cards. It'll give you a load of cards. You'll get like 300 columns at once, like 124 rares at once, 25 epics at once, and you get a legendary. Excuse me, usually, and sometimes a champion. I've gotten a champion before. So, I mean, these things are just great. You get them in a chest cycle. Sometimes, around Christmas time, Clash Royale will feel a little generous and give you one of these bad boys for free, because these things pack a punch. They are not to be played around with. So, I believe that this is going to go to S tier, right in the middle. Again, obviously, you can't compare with the second and third place tournament chests. It's just not possible for any of the normal chests to do that now. That's why they're not in the game anymore, because they're so good. But yeah, this chest is the current best chest you can get in the game. It's the current best one. So, again, round of applause for the Mega Lightning chest. It is the best chest available in the game right now. It is really good, especially like a chest you can get for free. So now we have the silver chest. And, I mean, it's just going to the bottom of D tier. I mean, it's a silver chest. Wait 3 hours, pop her open, you get like 20 commons, 1 or 2 rares, maybe 3 if you're lucky, maybe an epic if you're lucky, and if you're really lucky, maybe like every 200 silver chests you'll get like a legendary, and that's just not enough. I'm not saying the silver chest needs to be good. There obviously needs to be good for it to be bad, but this thing is just, nah. Alright, now we have the boot. If you don't know what the boot is, this isn't a normal kind of chest. It's not even a chest technically, but we're counting it as a chest. This thing you only get from Clan Wars, so like, wait, you went over the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth Clan Wars chest, so how is there another Clan Wars chest? You get this thing if you don't even qualify for the requirement of crossing the river. Now, crossing the river is 10,000 medals. So if you don't get 10,000 medals, this is the thing you get. And it's just not good. I mean, it's just not good. Like, it's been so long since I've seen this thing, I don't even remember what the rewards are, but it doesn't even matter. This thing's worse than the silver chest, because this just means your clan is so horrible that it either didn't qualify, or your clan's just not a Clan War clan. And in that scenario, then I guess this thing's probably a D. But for me, because this is my opinion, this thing is worse than the silver chest. It is slightly better than a gold chest, but... Or actually, it's better than a lightning chest, too, actually. Hold on. So, yeah. This is where it's going. I mean, again, it's not bad, but you didn't even qualify for a 5th place Clan Wars chest, so come on now. Alright, so this is my final official ranking. I'm gonna look here, see if I want to change anything around. I'm looking at what we got so far. I like everything we got. Sure. Yep. Actually, we're just gonna drag you right down on worse than silver chest. Screw the fortune chest. All right, this is a statement for the fortune chest. You are horrible. You need to be buffed. Please, just reduce the amount of gems it costs. Make it available, to actually get in your chest cycle. Do something for this poor chest. The idea is so cool. You get a chest, and depending on what the shop says, you'll get a certain reward. So you get this chest, you let it sit in your chest cycle, or sorry, chest slot. You look at the shop, you pop her open. It's such a cool idea, but it's behind a paywall. No one wants to do that. No one. Nada. Anyway. Fine, 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 fine. And yeah, okay, so this is my official ranking here. As you can see, wooden chest at the very top, and then followed by, the actual top, which is the number one global tournament chest, followed by the second and third. And as you can see here, this is my list. So overall, I feel like pretty good list here. I feel like it's pretty good. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed my chest ranking. If you guys want to do your own chest ranking, I'm going to leave this, what do you call it, tier list in the description below, so you can do that if you really want to. And if you do, you can also feel free to show me what you think of the chest if you want to. But yeah, anyway, this is my final ranking. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.